Hello, hello, hello friends. Welcome back. So good to have you here again. How are you all today? I miss not recording throughout the summer. I was really busy, but now I'm trying to make up for lost time, and I'll be bringing in more videos hopefully through the autumn. So thank you for being here. It's really hot, so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible because everything is just sliding off my face and I've got allergies, so we're just gonna try to wrap it up as quickly as we can. So let's just go through a book rundown of what to expect, which I will be posting on my Etsy soon. And then just a disclaimer, I was talking about my sniffles, but also there's upkeep happening on the grounds here. So if you hear trucks and workers and stuff, we're just gonna go with the flow and let it happen. And to the two people who told me you should get a mic, it would look more professional or something like that. It's always some, I don't know, it's always some irrelevant dude who just no offense to anybody, but I'm you don't even come, you're not a part of the fam, you don't know what we do here, what we talk about, and it's not my vibe. You know, I like to do everything in one take. I don't like edited videos. I'll just watch a movie. I'm on YouTube, I want to watch homemade stuff, you know. It's the difference of loving restaurant food and home food wins, because is it Nigella Lawson? There's the truck coming now. Cue the haters, both of them. You know, she's nobody for their last meal would ask for something made in a Michelin star restaurant. They would ask for a roast chicken or a lamb chop. You know, you would ask for good home food. So this is the home food of visual experience. Everything done in one take, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And that's the YouTube I grew up with. That's what I just love. So it's too fancy, and it's cool. I like when people do that. It's just not me. It's not my vibe. Don't put your vibe on me. I don't care. You do what you want. I do what I want. Generally in life, people who try to tell you what to do does not go well for them, because people just generally don't like being told what to do, day-to-day nitpicking nonsense. But moving on. Okay, we just carry on with life. What's in store? So I'm on a wealth kick. I'm reading The Master Key to Wealth by Napoleon Hill. You know, he wrote the famous Think and Grow Rich. So cool. He's just cool. I just love him. I hope his spirit is with us, making us wealthy. Speaking of which, we've got The Millions Within, how to manifest exactly what you want and have an epic life. Yeah, so why not? We're gonna do video on that. We're gonna do Healing with Mind Power by Richard Shames and Chuck Sterrin. But the thing I want to do is pair this with Jose Silva. I have two of Jose Silva's books on healing with your mind. One of them I'm obviously going to sell to keep in circulation. And thank you to everyone who purchases my books. They're not mine, but they're books that I own and love very much. Thank you so much. And big shout out to Amanda, who just copped a couple herself. I just shipped your order. Because it's important for this information to stay afloat. Okay, so what this video is going to address is relationship things, because that comes up a lot. And relationship books go really, really quick, okay? But so do spiritual skills and stuff. But anyway, they're all mostly esoteric with a bit of psychology and such. So they're all vintage, which is cool. So speaking of which, you know Norman Vincent Peale, Norman Vincent Peale, that's right, who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking. So he has one called Have a Great Day Every Day. And this is the cool part. And this is I don't know if I want to part with it. It's really, really cool. But it's autographed. It's an autographed. So it's got his signature in it. And you know, if you're into the occult or energy, it was a big deal. So I don't really know if I want to circulate it into the world. But that's very selfish of me. I should be doing that, shouldn't I? That's what I say I'm here to do. So I'm going to search my heart. I know in the end I'll pass it on. Because yeah, so this has excerpts basically for different days of the year. And the one for my birthday, the first sentence is, I do not believe that you can ever be loved unless you truly love other people. Even a dog knows when you love him, okay? And I think yeah, you know what? If I really love this information, I love it enough to give it to the world. So it's just so dumb. But I think things a lot. I think deeply about absolutely everything. Probably don't need to, not very self-efficient, but okay. Loving men for all the right reasons. How to avoid Mr. Wrong and find the right man for you. So on the topic of relationships, we did some things in the last video that I feel I got some really good feedback on, especially the part about narcissists and stuff. Like dating shouldn't be hard. If you're struggling with dating, like really search your mind as to like why and whatever. So I want to discuss like how to ask someone out, why to even date, and then actually how to apologize. Maybe I'll open with that one because that one's like salty and like, you know, who wants to spend their afternoon listening to salty people on the internet? Me. I love it. Okay, so this is not an apology, okay? This is not an apology. So anyone in a relationship, thinking of being in a relationship, thinking of having friends, thinking of having you know, a professional life of any sort, okay? Going up to your spouse after like bickering and maybe not talking for a day or two and saying, after you've like expunged like the most heinous crap you could possibly think of onto their consciousness, into their psyche, probably unprompted, you just like totally like open fire and like demolish their self-esteem. Maybe you threaten to divorce them, maybe you threaten to throw them out, like whatever the case may be, like horrible things. Taking a deep sigh and going, come here, and then hoping to hug it out, okay? That is not an apology. That is not an, what's wrong with you? That's not an apology. An apology, you know how they say the best apology is changed behavior, okay? So if you act different and never do stuff like that anymore, that's like a valid apology. Because what you do, basically what you signal to your partner is, I'm too weak to admit that I did something really bad, and I'm too much of a coward to actually discuss my shortcomings, or that I could have handled something better, or that we could have done better, whatever, okay? And I'm just asking you to shut up. Please shut up about it, okay? If we just hug it out, you never actually solved anything. You just pushed pause on that issue, and it's gonna erupt again, and you're gonna do the same buffoonery. Come here, come here, you know where. You know, just like so dumb. Like actually be sorry and like make it known that you're sorry and explain that you're sorry and all the ways that you're sorry, and like do better and never like default back to your old ways. That's the only acceptable apology. So one thing I really want to say, I say this all the time. Oh my, it's such a cute squirrel. It's so tiny. It's so cute. Hello. I've got nothing to give you. So sweet. Anyway, for like one day, I would like to be like a proper Disney character. I would like for actual animals to like hold up my clothes and be flying to my room and like comb my hair and make my breakfast. Like it would be so cute. Anyway, that's for the astral realm. For here, I've said this for a long time, and I mean it, okay? I don't know what it is. Like love, for the most part, is not unconditional. And honestly, I don't think it should be. Not in the way that you think. Like with your family, that's very obvious. I think if you're in a romantic relationship, everything should be conditional. Because usually one person, like I'm a giver, so like I love giving my love, I like connecting people, I like sharing resources, it's not a problem for me. But I've noticed after some time in relationship, the person just gets used to it. And so their quota, it's like they just need to raise it all the time. So the only way to satisfy them is to constantly give more, you know? And that's when you realize this is not fair, you know? Like, so you have to ask your heart, like, what am I actually doing here? This person doesn't, what do they call it, fill my cup. This person doesn't like make me feel replenished, make me feel loved, appreciated, adored, whatever, right? So, I mean, that's really unfortunate. But the truth of the matter is, like I was gonna say, I've always said, hurt feelings are grounds for divorce in my world. I don't know about you, you do what you want. Like, I know people are like, oh, it's gotta be really bad, like they beat you to a pulp, or it's like infidelity, or I'm like, what? No, like if you lie to me, if you deceive me, if you betray me, you make a big purchase behind my back when you know we need money for whatever our kids need, orthotic shoes or braces, it's like, that just like cuts, you know? And every time it cuts a little deeper, and even if they're sorry, and even if it's okay for a while, you're never the same. It eats away at some part of you. You're just never the same again, you know? So don't let it get to that level. So learn to apologize properly, like take responsibility for your actions. I know it's such like a hot topic in my generation, I don't know why, but like be responsible for yourself. And you know, treat people nicely. And love, I think, with spouses, you know, you have like unconditional love for your children or your parents or something. I think when it comes to, what is even that thing? Oh my God, that is like some monstrosity. It could have been a drone. This thing is huge. Oh, I'm glad it flew away because I'm not like really afraid of bugs, but I was about to scream. I really was about to shriek. Anyway, you should consistently endeavor to be seen as valuable in the eyes of your partner, you know? Like, you should endeavor to remember birthdays and important things, or get them little knickknacks they like. Like, there's all those TikTok jokes about like coming back from the gas station without getting your wife something. It's like a fatal error, you know? Like little things like that. Like, they just seem unimportant, but they do add up, and they are actually very important, okay? So apologize, mean it, and every single day incrementally is actually like what makes a good relationship good. It's just not like grand gestures. Just because you're married doesn't mean you're automatically super happy and in love. You have to like learn, you know? And for most people, marriage is like where it starts, unless you've been together for like 25 years or whatever. So anyway, I want to put that out there. So if you're one of these like lames who's like really weak and they're just like, I said sorry, it's like, but you're not sorry, you know? Like, just some self-reflection, okay? We'll get there. Just dig a little deeper. You're all right. Okay, so dating. Why is dating hard? Who thinks dating's hard? I don't think dating is hard. I just think it's boring and it sucks, and I'm tired of having like one's intellect undermined or intelligence like insulted. So I've never been a dater. Personally, I don't like it. I don't really think like it fits I don't think it serves a purpose. I know people are like, but that's how you meet people and you get married. I'm like, you don't need to date to get married though. Like, this is like very culture specific. So I understand, but I don't believe talking about how hard something is, when you utilize it, makes you feel better. It makes you feel worse. So for example, if you're trying to date and you're having a terrible time and you're having breakdowns and posting them on social media because your dates are going so horribly, maybe it's time to like take a breather, you know, or something like that. The other thing too is like dating expectations. So how to ask someone on a date. So young men, I feel like there's a lot of people on social media be like, men are misguided, and I'm like, I feel so, I like feel for them. I don't like collectively give like young, not like, don't be gross, like within the bounds of the law. Just give them like a spiritual hug. I'm just like, you're just bombarded with so much stuff all the time. You don't know what's true, you don't know what isn't. It's like overwhelming. But basically, it's really easy to ask someone out. You go up to them and you say what you admire about them and try to be as honest as you can, and then you ask them on a date. Okay, so if you're like on social media, if you're on an app, if you're in school, however old you are, whatever, let's say you're like 30, okay? You just tell them like, I think that was so good that you did on that project at work or your presentation. Do you mind if I ask if we can get to know each other a little better? Like, I'm just interested in you, you interest me, you know? Like, just be honest and don't be creepy. Nobody, guys and girls, like we can all, like I'm pretty depraved, like don't be creepy, like it's weird. So don't do the following, okay? So one, don't follow people home on the bus. This actually happened to me like 5-6 years ago. This dude, I felt him like looking at me on the subway. I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe he just like was staring in that general direction. I tried not to be like, you know, so I should have like gone crazy. And then he was on my bus home, like when I got to the station. You know how it is, there's like 15 different bus routes or something, right? And he sat like one seat over from me and was like doing one of these, and I was like, I don't know, like I didn't want to like assume, but it was a bit like off. And then I got off the bus, and I live in a residential area, so it's not like downtown where there could be some kind of social thing, like a patio or a cafe, or I don't know, whatever, a line for, if you're in Toronto, a line for something deep fried. Woo! They have deep fried avocados. I bet that's coming up next summer. It will be all the rage, okay? So I'm like, and he's like, I thought you were like beautiful, and I was like, and I went out of my way all this way to like talk to you, and I was like, please don't do that. And he was like, no, I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. Like, can you give me your phone number? And he started like crossing the street with me, and I don't know, I just got so scared. I was like, back off. I was like, I will scream. Like, no, I don't want to be your friend. That's so weird. That's so weird. And he was weird. He was like jittery and like freaked the shit out of me. Like, I literally think I stomped my foot, and I was like, back, because I was so freaked out. It was like being come upon by a bear. I wanted to like wave my arms and scream. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, don't do that. That's weird, okay? Just like smile on the subway or something. Don't follow someone for 45 minutes on their commute and then like pretty much walk into their neighborhood, which is like really out of the way for like all of civilization. It's so fucking creepy. Excuse my language, I've never cursed on here before, but what the actual F are you doing? And what are you doing right now? It's disgusting. It was so creepy. And another one, not to do, okay, do not. Speaking of the bus, another time I was coming, okay, when I worked in the hospital, it's dark times, if you know, you know. I worked the evening shift, and I would get home like around 11 p.m. And I got off this bus, and again, I'm nowhere like social. So off the main road as I crossed the street, and it was winter. I was wearing a winter jacket. Friend was like, what were you wearing, Monica? What were you wearing? What's wrong with you? There's no excuse, okay? This car full of like 4 or 5 guys pulled into my neighborhood, and they were like slowing down, and they were like, yo, I want to talk to you. Like, do you want to come? Do you want to come with us? We're going to go party. We're going to go party. And I was like, no. And I took out my phone, and I called my sister, and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, watching a movie. I was like, fucking movie. I'm being followed. I'm freaking out. So I was like, it was dark. It's like pitch black, right? And I'm walking, clomping through the snow as best as I can. And it's freaky. It's terrifying because like all the lights are, you know, it's dark. Like, who do you call for help? Like, what do you do? Like, it was just terrifying. And then this is the weirdest thing ever. Angels are real, and God bless the man who did this, sir. I don't know who you are, but I think of you often. I love you. Thank you for being born. You're a fucking angel. Thank you. Some man in his like boxy 1990s whatever car, honestly, without context, he probably looked like he was trying to serial kill me himself. But this like middle-aged man just like pulled in off the main road. I think he saw them like somehow before me. He noticed them conspiring or something, and he drove up behind them and like started driving up really close and honking his horn like crazy. And they turned off their headlights, which is super creepy. And he was flashing his lights, like high beams. And they did like, basically it's like this island, it's like a triple intersection, and they drove around it, started following me again, and he just didn't let up. So they did this 3 times, and each time he would drive up behind them and honk violently until they drove out of the neighborhood, and this man drives out of the neighborhood and fucking follows them. So excuse my language. I don't know what happened after that, but like, don't do that. That is so weird. That is so human trafficking. Who in their right mind would be like, yeah, I want to party? Like, that's kind of it. No, I don't want to party. Get away from me. I don't know you. It's so weird. Oh, I wish I had like X-Men powers, honestly. I would just like, just blast them. I've been watching like the latest season of Stranger Things. I'm like, where's 11 when you need 11, please? And then don't come up to someone in a mall who's casually perusing through Zara when you clearly have no interest in like clothes or fashion or whatever, apart from the fact that you think someone's cute, and just start being weird. Like, don't stand too close to someone. Don't be, why am I complaining so much? I can't, it's so hot. It's hard to be in a good mood. I'm sweating out of places I didn't even know I could. And they went, I think you're really cute. And I was like, thanks. Like, I'm not interested in like speaking. It's like, thank you. That's really nice. You know, I'm just like shopping with my family or whatever, you know? And he was like, that's a cool jacket. Like, it's like a jean jacket, like a Levi's. You can get them like anywhere. You can get them anywhere. Any day now, Dollarama's gonna have them, you know, for like whatever. Clearly over $5. And I was like, thanks so much. Yeah, I got it like wherever, you know. It's like, but you're creepy. You're just creepy. You don't like, who compliments a denim jacket? Like, what's so special? Like, it has nothing on it. Like, I'm really boring. I love the simple. I don't put like patches on it. I don't do anything creative. Oh, just mind-blowing. So you basically find common ground. You ask them and be sincere, okay? So if you came up to someone who's shopping and you don't know anything about them, apart from the fact that you think they're gorgeous or cute or adorable, or they just pique your interest, just say, I couldn't help but notice, you know, like, I think you're really cute. Like, sorry if this is really untoward. I'm not gonna fake that we are both like shopping for zucchini and I care. I don't care about zucchini. I just wanted to say like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, do you wanna chat? Nothing. We can just like walk through the store and like hang out. No pressure, you know, but like give women like the impression that you know how to control yourself somehow. I know that's like a bit much because you don't follow them home for 45 minutes on the bus. It's so weird. Anyway, just like be sincere. It's very easy. The next thing I want to say is I'm very old-fashioned, and honestly, things like this matter. So people are going to disagree, and that's okay. But people are like, I think it's really nice never to show up empty-handed. That's just my opinion. If you ask someone out, it's like asking them to your house, and you wouldn't ask people over for dinner and expect them to bring their own food. So if you ask somebody out, whoever does the asking out, just bear in mind, like, it's courteous to provide for the event, okay? Pay for the dinner or plan for the kayaking or whatever you're doing, okay? Renting bikes, who cares? But I remember, like, a lot of time people think that's a bit overkill, like you shouldn't bring roses, but I think it's nice. Like, it doesn't have to be extravagant, but I think it should be thoughtful, okay? So even if you are like on a budget, you can do something really sweet. So say like your date is like a picnic, so it's not gonna cost a lot, or you're going for a walk, but you bring something to that, it's like cute, you know? So my favorite example ever, when I was in university, I was working, and this girl said she met a guy, and they got set up, they're getting set up by friends, and she said, we had our first date. She goes, it's crazy, he brought something. He brought like a gift on the first date. And I was like, I think that's really nice. I think we need to bring that back. Cause like when I was in high school, you had to pick someone up for a date. Usually they would like have to knock on your door and meet your parents and like bring something. And I think that needs to be made cool again, okay? Because it will help the person, I don't know, like don't lie. If you're not into that, don't be into that. But I think it's a nice gesture. It just like shows depth of character or whatever, okay? So basically, it was during the Olympics here in Canada. And he got her, he's like, I have something for you. She's like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be like cringy because we're in a restaurant. And is he gonna like pull out a massive stuffed teddy? But it was the commemorative like mittens, you know, like the red ones that had the Olympic rings, and they were like red and like fleecy on the inside. And I thought that's so cute. It's like cool. It's like not super personal. So it's just like a nice thing, you know? And I stayed in touch with her, and I remember asking her, I was like, hey, are you still with like Glove Guy? How did that go? She goes, yeah, like in a few months, it's our 3-year anniversary, you know, like it does something, you know? Okay, so I think that's like super old fashioned, but I think it just works to be sincere and to be honest. And one thing I wouldn't do, depending on how old you are, okay, if you're like 18 to 25, you can get away with certain things that you shouldn't be doing when you're like 28, 38 plus, okay? So one thing I don't really appreciate is hearing my friends go through like all this turmoil to like try to arrange some dates with people, and then like when they're not feeling each other, one of the cop-out things people often do, I feel like I'm yelling, I'm like, listen, is they'll say, let's just be friends. Let's just be friends. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being friends, you know, it's ideal if you start out as friends, but friendship isn't like a backup plan. It's not a default. Like, I don't know how everyone else is. Like, friendships are important to me. There's like this sanctity to like human relationships. I don't like that that's like a runner-up prize. And it's just a word that means nothing at the end. Because truthfully, if you just became friends and like 10 minutes later, that person finds a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you can't be friends with them anymore because their new partner's like, who's this? And you're like, oh, this person I dated before you, but I told them we could be friends. Now we gotta be friends. You know it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna stick around. Like, they're not gonna allow it. You know what I mean? Like, stop it. It's so corny. You're just corny. It's so corny. And it's like, the reason it's so lame to me is if you were like 30, if you're 27, unless you move to like a new city or you're like relocated or something, okay? Most people have friends. You don't need any more friends. Like, if you're dating to marry, you need a spouse. Like, you don't need another chum, you know? So it's like silly to me, and I think it's really juvenile. Just like, you know, if it doesn't work, you accept the loss and you keep it moving. But like, forge onwards. Like, don't be weak. Just be like, if this fails, it fails. But we gave it our best shot. Because when you kind of say like, we'll be friends after, it's almost like a cop-out. Like, you don't have to try as hard. No, thank you. You know, everybody wants to be with a winner and be with somebody with a mentality of a winner. So you want to be with someone who like believes in why they're dating and like believes in you, and your time together is actually like worthwhile. So yeah, so don't say that to people. And I think like women mostly know. Women probably don't want to be your friend. So, you know, just stop. If you want to increase your odds, just stop saying that. Just say, you'll try very hard to get to know that person, and hopefully you get along. And if you don't, it's been real. But that's what's up, okay? So yeah, so in terms of like relationship stuff, I just want to mention that because the other one was like relationship stuff. But I'll try to make some Saturn stuff now if I'm not too hot, though to be honest, I am schwitzing. It's not cute. And there's this woman I complimented earlier. She's like in her early 50s, and she is running in this heat. And I said, I admire your willpower. She goes, I regret it on days like this, but good beats help. And I was like, so inspiring. You're so inspiring. I just love that. I like people who, my sister's kind of like that. No matter how inconvenient something seems, if it's like fun or worth the experience, she just like overlooks all of that. And I'm not like that. I'm like, it's hot, parking is far, that is expensive, that's stupid. And she did say that rightfully one time. She went, when are you ever spontaneous? Everything holds you back. And I'm like, yeah, like annoying things hold me back. Just like, you know, annoying people are annoying, but so what? Moving on, that's what I wanted to say about dating. And lastly, I want to say, I have the book, Why Men Marry Bitches. Okay, so a friend of mine, back in the day, she read Why Men Love Bitches, like right when it came out. And she was recently like a dropout working like a regular office job. Like she left university, and within like a year, she just had men fund her life. So this, I guess this was like sugaring before it was like a huge internet sensation or whatever. But this is the funny thing to me. She's a true Scorpio because she didn't have to change anything about herself to maximize the potential of these books. She was literally just being herself. And so the long and the short of it is, if you want a really thriving, happy love life, I'm going to summarize this book for you really in like one sentence, is just don't love anyone as much as you love yourself. That's all there is to it. That's all there is. All she does is like talk to men and take little blurbs and excerpts of things that they've told her that they think about their wives or why they married this person and not that person. And at the end of the day, I have to sneeze. It's basically that woman, excuse me, that woman, see, allergies. Oh, they're gonna cut the grass soon, aren't they, as well? Anyway, had like a hobby and her own life, and they would never come running when called. That's all there is to it, literally. That's it. So anybody on TikTok who's like, I'm gonna tell you about, save yourself the time, save yourself the 47-part whatever video series, that's all you have to know. Even if your friend that you see every day at work wants to go for coffee, and this guy you're so jonesing for calls you, you just say, I can't, I have coffee with my friend. But you see her every day. And, you know, like, so what? That's my plan. My plan is sacred. My plan is set. You're not playing hard to get. You're not being difficult. You're just like respecting that you have values and da-da-da-da, and no one's just like allowed to crash in on your time willy-nilly, okay? So that's really it. So I think that really helps when you're thinking about dating. Is people talk about like availability. It's really like an energetic thing. You just like value your time and your energy, and that's it. Who wants to come hang out with you will just come hang out. Who can't, that's their problem. They're not gonna, you're a bitch and you can't kick it. Excuse my language, you know, and that's too bad. See you later. You've got things to do, okay? Even if it's just like walking your dog or making mac and cheese for dinner. So what? Make it an event. Light a candle, put on some bossa nova. That's what I would do. And just, you know, enjoy your night. Enjoy your night. That's all there is to it. That's all I want to say. I'm really hot. It's hard for me to think. And I just like, I'm on my second coffee, which I don't do all the time. So I'm a little bit like buzzed. But I'll try to go over more book stuff. We have that to do. Thank you so much for inquiring. I have like literally, I'm not even kidding, I think I have close to 100 books I haven't even posted. So, and I've got to like get rid of so much stagnant book clutter in my life. Like every shelf under my bed is full, everywhere's full. I have no place else to put these things, so I have to keep circulating them. So I think I only have 2, 3 Edgar Cayce books left. They've all sold. And I'm very proud of that because, and some I've actually given, I've given away like a third of them, because people have shown a genuine interest, like Silver, who's amazing, has shown such a genuine interest in things. I've just given her the prized Sex and the Spiritual Path book. But yeah, it's just like interesting, and thank you so much for being here. It's so fun having people to like talk to who think alike, who, even if you don't think alike, I've had people who don't think alike message me, and that's cool too. That's okay. People say some really funny things, and I enjoy it. I like laughing, so thank you. On to the Saturn videos, and yeah, I'll see you next time. I love you all. Bye-bye.